This is an SRU-21P pilot survival vest. This vest was developed around the time of the Vietnam War. Join me as we explore this fully stocked pilot survival vest. This vest was developed in 1963 and it was designed to replace the older SV2 and C1 survival vests. Constructed from a lightweight, fire-resistant Nomex and a durable, breathable mesh. The mesh offers weight saving and good ventilation when used in hot climates. These pockets are modular, so they allow for customization based on mission requirements. Let's take a closer look at the label. It is fairly worn, but right across the top is the NSN number, NATO stock number. I'll put on the screen what I think that is. Now, if you look that up, that'll come up as a survival vest large, so that seems correct. Below the NSN is vest survival, nylon, Ration knit, sage green, AF 1535, and the size is large. It is manufactured by Green Brier Industries Incorporated. Below that is a DSA 100 prefix. The DSA 100 is a date code related to the years around the Vietnam War, 1967 to 1977. The 75 is the year of production, so right at the end of the Vietnam War. The SRU-21P has seen action in the Vietnam War, Desert Storm, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Enduring Freedom. While it's still in limited use today, it has largely been replaced by more modern, modular, load-bearing vests with integrated body armour. This vest has a total of 13 pockets. We have 7 on the front, 1 on the side, 3 on the rear, and we have 2 on the inside of the vest. The vest itself is closed with a nice chunky zip. In this case, it's actually broken. I'll just open it up so you can have a look on the inside. Here are the 2 pockets on the inside. In the middle here we have the adjustment strings. If you have a look in there, this vest is fully adjustable. We have a 91, which is stenciled at the top of the adjustment cover. Now we also have this white section in the middle here, which looks like it's been written on with a ballpoint pen back in the day. The last date, it's very hard to make out, but I think that ends in a 1981. Now we'll go through the contents of each pocket and we'll start with this one. All the pockets have a nice Velcro close. This one looks like a compass. There you go there. That looks like it still works okay. Now it's got some writing on the back of it. It's very hard to read, but what it is a NC1 compass, and it does have a contract number there, and that is DAAJO1-76, so that's possibly the date of manufacture, 1976. Let's have a look at this little flyer. There you go there. It's from the Bureau of Aeronautics, US Navy. Instructions for operation of compass, magnetic pocket type. And it's manufactured by Marine Compass Company of Pembroke, Massachusetts. And there you go. It is a NC1. Little bit of a see-through section there for the compass. And obviously instructions on how you go about using it. Fantastic. Next up, we'll open this pocket. And inside of that, we have our tourniquet. Now it does have a little label there. I'll put a scan of that up so you can read it. Obviously tourniquets are very handy in case you have some sort of serious injury to help sort of stem blood loss. Now this particular one is manufactured by Novelty Products Co. in New York. It's a little bit hard to read, but that's what's written on this little clasp. Yeah, tourniquet, very handy piece of survival equipment, especially if you have any sort of serious injury. Next up, we'll open up this pocket. Now, it normally contains some paracord and the strobe, but the strobe in this vest has been moved to this pocket here. So it only actually contains the paracord. There you go, several meters there of paracord, multiple different purposes, very handy survival item. Next up is this pocket. Now it contains various items. We'll just get all of those out and then we'll discuss them one by one. First item out of that pocket is a net gill fishing. This ordinarily would have stated that, but over the years that's completely faded. The next item out is an insect net and mitten set, which is great. Not only do you get to cover your head, but you also get to cover your hands as well. I'll put a picture up in the corner of what that looks like covering your hands. That's fantastic. The next item out is a butane lighter. It is a refillable butane lighter and it is manufactured by Gene W. Goebel and Associates in California. Let's pull off this lid. There you go. Still sparks. Obviously needs some butane and some material in there, but yeah, that would still work today if it got refilled. Fantastic. The next item out is a Firestarter Aviation Survival Spark Light. It comes in a plastic little container similar to a Tic Tac box. You can open it from the top there, and in the top you can see the tinder tabs, and we also have a igniter if you like. Now this is just plastic, not sure if it still works. No. Next out we have another fire starter. This one is an NP3 Mark II and it has the instructions on how you go about using it on each of the sides. We'll just get that out. There it is there. More instructions on how you go about using it. What you need to do is actually pull this wire off and you need to sort of pierce it through this red end. That'll cause a chemical reaction and that'll start the fire. Now a lot of these have been reproduced over the years. I suspect that this one probably is, but anyway, still pretty cool. The final item in that pocket is an emergency signaling mirror. This one does have a date. It is July 1967, still in its original envelope. Let's see if we can get it out. Has a nice cord so you can hang it around your neck. There it is there. There I am again. And of course it has the instructions on how you go about using it on the rear. Pretty cool. Great piece of survival equipment. And I think with this lanyard you'll either tie it around your neck or definitely keep it somewhere close to your body. So just in case you do see an aeroplane, you can actually signal for rescue very quickly. Next pocket we'll open up is this one. It contains the light marker distress. Ordinarily that will be located in this pocket, but on this vest this pocket's been sewn up here and it's been relocated to this position. Let's get that out. Now it does include its light shroud as well. I'll explain how that works. I'll put a picture up of this so you can read it, but it states that it is an SDU-5E light marker distress. It also has the contract number there, which is DLA 481. So that will be 1981 year of production. Now, unfortunately, we can't test it because we don't have the battery. That's where that would go. And this is how you would turn it off and on. Now, we also have the light shroud as well. Now, my understanding of how this works, essentially, is you push that flexible blue material in, and then you can click that on to the end of the light. It's a bit tough, but that's how it would go. And when you switch it on, you would obviously have blue light coming through that, and you could direct that at your rescuers while not giving away your location. And the whole thing just stores together there, and it just pushes out that flexible blue end. Light marker distress, very, very important for night rescues. Cool. Next pocket we'll open up is this one. It's a bit of a first aid kit and it contains various items. We'll get those out and we'll look at them one by one. Quite a few items in this pocket. First item out is some Band-Aids. Now, I don't know how many you would have had originally, but yeah, this one just contains 3 standard Band-Aids. We have a very basic fishing kit. It looks like it has 2 hooks and a little bit of line. No sinker, no lures like in other ones. Yeah, just basically a bit of line and some hooks. Better than nothing. Next item we have out is some snare wire. Not only is it useful for snaring animals to consume, it also has plenty of other uses in survival situations. Next item we have out is a fire starter aviation survival magnesium. It is a magnesium block there. You would take your knife and scrape off some of the magnesium, and then with the blade of your knife you would run it down that sparker to start a fire. This is about the 4th method for starting fires in this kit. Pretty cool. Next item we have out is a small razor blade contained in a nice safe housing. This is obviously very useful for any fine work. It could be useful in case you need to do any sort of small surgical procedures. That's where this knife will come in handy. You do have a pocket knife, which I'll show you later on, but this is obviously meant for finer detail work. Next item we have out is a insect repellent stick. It is Cutter Outdoorsman. It is a commercial product rather than one specifically made for the army. So unscrew the lid there and then you can push out the stick. Never been used. The next item is some lipstick anti-chap hot climate. It's manufactured by Merchandising Co. and it's manufactured in 1984. Just pull that lid off there, never been used, and you just sort of unscrew it there. Put the lid back on when you're not needing it. Next item we have out is some water purification tablets. There's 50 inside this little glass jar, and it states on there, water purification tablets, iodine 50 for treating water in canteen. Looks like it has a wax dip over the lid. We have some more paracord, this time green. We have a compress and bandage camouflage, 4 by 4 inches. It has a date on here of July 86. Next item we have is a Cutter snake bite kit. I won't open it, but I'll put a picture so you can see the contents. Essentially what it is you have 2 suction cups and there's another one inside. We have a blade, some antiseptic, and also a cord as well. And what you would do, you would obviously cut your skin if you needed to. You would squeeze one of these and put it onto your wound. Use some antiseptic if you like. Use the cord to cut off the circulation, and that way you can draw out some of the snake venom. Yeah, very interesting little kit. And we have this. This is actually a wire saw in its original envelope there. I'll just get everything out. There's the actual saw blade there. And we have the 2 handles. I'll set that up shortly. I'll just read what it says on here. This saw is capable of cutting metal, wood, and plastic in any direction. It says for best results in using saw string as shown in diagram above. If blade breaks, release thumb screw and reinsert blade and retighten thumb screw. So there it is there. That's the blade. And then you have your 2 ends there. And you would essentially just put it in there, tighten up the thumb screw, and then from there you'll be able to use it back and forth there. Really good, especially if it breaks. You can actually just take that off and reinsert it and put the end back on and keep on cutting. Very handy tool. Next item we have out is some trioxane compressed fuel, obviously for boiling water or for heating rations. And the final item in that pocket is this. It is a panel marker. I'll just get it out. Written on here, it says it is a panel marker survival aviation personnel. It does have the instructions. It says this panel is to be used as a means of recognition for down air crewmen. Yeah, so I think the idea behind this is that you would tie it to your aircraft or tie it to where you're positioned, and obviously a aircraft that's looking to rescue would see that fairly clearly. It is fairly bright and orange. Final pocket on the front of our vest is this large one, and it contains the radio. We'll just get that out. There it is there. Now, the model of the radio is an AN-PRC 90. It does have an extendable antenna. Looking on the front of it, it does have a volume control here. Roll it up for maximum volume. It has an earpiece and a microphone. At the bottom here, this is where the batteries would go, but unfortunately we don't have any batteries, so we can't test it. But I'm pretty sure it would still work. Hanging off the bottom here are the headphones. We'll get to them later. Now, on the side here, we have our control, which gets us into our different frequencies. Whilst it's in that position, it is off. We can roll it down to 243, which is our voice MCW. MCW is modulated continuous wave Morse code. And you would use this button on the top here for Morse code. If you weren't sure what letters were, or if you needed to look any up, they are on the back of the radio. That's very handy. Further that, we can roll it round to 243 BCN, and that is the beacon. And then we roll it all the way back to off. Now, if we needed to get to 282.8, we actually have to press this down and then roll it up that way. And then it gets into that mode there, or that frequency. And then you just roll it back to the off position. So like I said, on the side here, we have our rotary control, and we have our PTT, our push to talk. On the top here, we have our MCW for Morse code. And here we have the earphone jack. On the back of it, of the radio, we have the instructions, also that Morse code as well. So there you go. I'll get out the headphones so we can have a look at that. Obviously, you would use this headphone if you were close to the enemy and you needed to be quiet, you needed to listen for your rescue. You would then plug this in, and then you'll be able to listen quietly. I don't want to unravel this too much, but you can sort of see it has little connectors like on a 9-volt battery, and then that would jump onto those little jacks on the top there. So there you go. That is the radio. It's a shame we don't have the battery, but as far as I know, this would still work. I don't think the Army uses these frequencies anymore, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what it sounded like if it did work, and if the beacon would still work. Anyway, there you go. I've restocked all these pockets on the front of the vest, and we'll move over to this pocket here. And this one holds our pocket knife. It is a Camillus branded knife. And if you look on the blade there, it does say Camillus 1984. Still very sharp. I pulled that out the other day and cut my finger on it, so it is still very sharp after all these years. We also have a bottle opener, can opener. We have a leather punch, if you like. Sort of a bit of a sharp edge there, so you can punch holes in leather. In addition to that, we also have our can opener as well. There you go there, stamped with US on the side. Full metal construction, no plastic. Very durable knife. Very collectible knife as well. And it's in great condition. Pretty cool. Now we'll move into the pockets on the inside. Let's have a look and see what we have. First item out, we have our bag storage drinking water. It is size B, which is 3 pints. And here you can see that DLA code, DLA 181. So that'll be manufactured in 1981. Still looks in fantastic condition. You squeeze the top apart here to fill it up with water. Now obviously you could use your water purification tablets inside of this as well. Then you fold that over. And then with this, you actually lock it closed with that little buckle. Now on the side here we also have what I imagine you would do is to clip these together, and that'll allow you to attach it around your belt or some other piece of your clothing or your backpack or whatever, and that way you don't actually have to hold it. You can just carry it on your body. Fantastic. And we also have some sterile emergency drinking water. We have 2 4-ounce sachets, if you like. I don't know how well these will hold up inside your vest, and I don't know if you would have had more than 2, but yeah, it's great to have some drinking water straight off the bat. And you have 2 of those. And on this side, let's have a look inside here. We have a hat. We have OD green on that side, and we have orange on there. It does state on here, hat reversible sun. It has a DSA code 167, so that's an early one. There you go, green on that side for when you are trying to hide in the jungle, and then flipped around for orange, obviously when you are looking for rescue. How cool is that? And we have various snaps on the band here, so it's fully adjustable to different head sizes. Cool. This is interesting. This is, I'll just lay it out in the middle here. This is a blood chit, C-H-I-T. My understanding of this thing is if you were a downed pilot and you were in a foreign country, that you could then hand this to someone who didn't speak your language, and they could find their language on here, and they would be able to read it, and they would know who you were, and they could then decide if they were going to help you. Now, it has Persian right at the top here, so I imagine this was probably issued around that Persian Gulf time. We have Turkish, Italian, Finnish, Serbo-Croatian, German, French, Swedish, Polish, English, Greek, and Arabic, and Russian at the bottom there as well. So what it actually says, I'll just have a look at the English section there. He says, I am an American. I do not speak your language. Misfortune forces me to seek your assistance in obtaining food, shelter, and protection. Please take me to someone who will provide for my safety and see that I am returned to my people. I will do my best to see that no harm comes to you. My government will reward you. He'll do his best. Can't promise anything. But anyway, that's interesting. I don't know if that's totally legit or not. But yeah, what an interesting, cool item. Yeah, that's cool. All right. All right, now we'll move to the back of the vest where we have the final 3 pockets. There's no pockets on that side of the vest, as you can see. And we just have these 3 here. This is the one that the knife was in. We'll start up with this one at the top here. There you go, we have a whistle. Nice strong lanyard as well. And it says on the front, it's a bit hard to see, but it says US JBC, and it has 1983. Has a little ball inside there. We'll give that a go. Yep, that still works. Yeah, amazing. Very handy. Obviously, if you need rescue, yeah, they're going to hear that for a long way away. And below that one, we have what I assume is a space blanket or emergency blanket. Silver on one side and orange on the other. Now, this could obviously be used for what it is, as an emergency blanket, keep you warm at night, but also use as an indicator. You know, you could put that down on the ground and secure it with rocks. You could wave it in the air, all sorts of things to attract attention. Very handy. And the final pocket here, this one contains, well, it has a card to start off with. We'll just have a quick look at that. Now, obviously, this is signal flares. There you go. It's in some sort of nice, strong, thick sort of canvas bag with which is foil lined, but luckily it's been opened. So written on the front here, it says it is a signal kit, personal distress. Let's see if it has, no, it doesn't have that code, so it doesn't have a date, or possibly has a date there. It says 67. Not so sure about that, but it's manufactured by Penguin Associates in Parksburg, PA. There you go. Signal kit personnel distress AP25S1. Signals red, handheld fired. One projector handheld. Whoop. And again, has the instructions on the rear. It's a bit delicate this, but I'll see if I can just slide everything out. There you go there. 7, so they're all there. The idea behind this is the launcher. And again, it's nice that it's all attached together by a nice strong lanyard there, but you would push that around to that side, and then to launch it, you would do that. How you attach it to the launcher is that you would put it on and you would screw it on like that. And obviously with the pin down in that position there, it would fire and it will come out that end there. Now these are still active. There's no reason why these still wouldn't work. These are a very rare item, very hard to get in Australia, but there you go. Now that's the final piece. How interesting. That's it for the contents of this vest. However, these vests are fully customizable and each vest may be different depending on requirements. Quite a few of the items with dates were dated in the early 80s, and that may be the last time that this vest was restocked prior to it being disposed of. This has been a look at our SRU-21P Pilot Survival Vest. I very much enjoyed showing you this awesome piece of kit. Thank you to the owner of this vest for allowing me to film it for my channel. If you have any comments regarding this vest or its contents, please let me know in the comments and I'll reply directly to you. Finally, please consider subscribing to my channel, of course. Cheers, thanks for watching, see ya!